bit of a disclaimer. This video will in fact have spoilers for all of Cyberpunk. Not really that much, but it will have spoilers for Cyberpunk and Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. This isn't properly. I can't put these properly on. So if you haven't played those or watched them, go play them, go watch them. Don't watch this. I don't want to spoil like a very good endings, especially like Phantom Liberty or Phantom Liberty endings are really good. So I don't want to spoil those. So please don't watch that if you know. So fucking that samurai motherfuckers, I can't see anything from this. Holy shit. I'm not Johnny Silverhand. I can barely see from my mask usually, and now with these fucking glasses. Ka-chow. Yeah, I'm a fucking rocker boy and terrorist. I blow up Arasaka Tower. Oh yeah. I've played a lot of games. I've watched a lot of games, and I've, especially when it comes to stories, right? I've watched a lot of game stories. I love the Rad any Let's Plays that were especially like in story-driven games for a long time. And of course, I've played a bunch of them, right? But none have ever left me with such an experience as Cyberpunk 2077. Now, we can say all we want about Cyberpunk 2077 when it fucking released. That was something else. I bought it like 3 years after that on a 70% price discount because I was not paying full price for that. But it is truly one of the best games I've ever played when it comes to story-wise. Now, there are many lessons we've learned from Cyberpunk, and there's millions of videos all around on those lessons. But I want to talk about one specifically today, and it has to sort of do with a bit of the human condition, human nature, and Night City itself. We know that Night City is a cruel and unforgiving place, right? There's no happy endings in Night City. We've seen Edge Runners. We've seen the actual game. We've seen Phantom Liberty. It's a rough place, right? And I've done many paths and many replays of the story and Cyberpunk itself in my many versions of V. And yet the one I always remember is the one where I was like, I want to say kindest and had more principles and integrity, right? And that's what I want to talk about a bit today. I want to talk about kindness, integrity, and cruelty. Sort of like in my path in Cyberpunk, that path that I'm specifically talking about right now, right? It was sort of like I didn't let myself become cruel like Night City or like the other people in Night City, right? I never let myself become a cruel being because of other people, right? I strove to be better in Night City, right? To be a nicer person, to not kill, to do the nice things, to do the right things, or as right as I could be, right? To have some sort of integrity in this world that seemed so devoid of it, right? So rotted out by capitalism and just suffering. That no matter how much Night City would push, right? Maelstrom, Arasaka, all that sort of stupid shit, that I could still be a good person and try to do the right choices, be nice to the people, offer some sort of comfort, right? Always being better, trying to be better. That was what I wanted my V to be. Then again, I have other playthroughs where I was just an atom smasher, but you know, you want to experience different things. It was sort of a never letting the cruelness in the world influence who I was, who V was in this case, right? That was sort of the intention. But obviously, there's a bit more soft locking in certain options, so that didn't always happen. That was my intent. What proves this even more to me is that it's not that hard for V to be an actually caring person. Like, you don't have to force the conversations and the dialogue in such a way that it takes time and it's just easier to be a violent sociopath. It's not that difficult to be a nice person. Even purposely scripted moments. Evelyn's, I don't want to say death, but finding Evelyn, or when you talk to Judy, or when you talk to Panam, or when you talk to River, or even Carrie for that matter. And those moments with Johnny, we see people who are human under all that, and you see V fundamentally have a quite nice bit of integrity within them, right? They have a nice bit of integrity within them, V, that is, it's beautiful. And I don't know, it just left me with such a good feeling when I finished all those endings, and I just was like, I can be nice. I can try to do better for the people around me and do what's right. for the people around me and for myself in immediate effect. I don't have to reciprocate the suffering and the cruelty that the surrounding city gives me, right? It's a nice lesson, I think. And this is further cemented for me, where, in my opinion, the best endings are, even though that V might lose, quote unquote, dying or something like that in these better endings, they're staying true to what it means to be human, to what it means to be V, herself or himself, whatever version you played. I played both. Especially when you compare them against the devil ending, which, like, obviously I platinumed, so I had to play it. I didn't like the devil ending. It just felt not out of character, because it was a desperate move, but it didn't feel true. It didn't feel true to V, to what they would do in that situation, right? It was more of a giving up. Even the going guns blazing solo into Arasaka Tower, which is one of my favorite personally, is more in character, because they don't want to harm anyone else, rather than just giving up and doing the devil ending and just getting rid of Johnny an easy way and not really living properly, right? Even the tower I prefer, where they just become another NPC in Night City because they can't do it anymore, right? I really, really like those endings. The devil is also good, but it's not my preferred, because, again, I like the endings where it's more, where you see V's integrity hold up more. The star, the tower, the star of the tower, and the rock star or something like that. All those for me are a lot more V and Johnny than the devil or another ending. I don't remember. It's been such a long time. I'm writing this off memory, really. Right, the devil ending is even worse, because Johnny makes you know that this is the bad choice, right? They're telling you this is the bad choice. Like, it's like very on the nose. This isn't really the right choice. Cyberpunk, I feel, to me, is sort of an eternal test of your integrity and who you choose to be in a world dominated by cruelty. Will you strive and stand your ground and try to be as most you as possible? Will you become cruel and evil and betray those who love you and betray yourself? Or will you give up and take the easiest route because you're tired of fighting and you're tired of the struggle, right? That's why Cyberpunk just speaks to me and speaks to so many people. I think it's really good. Thanks for watching. Jesus Christ, I need to somehow figure out how to upgrade this mask, dude. Because this is freaking crazy. You can kind of see my face, which is the last thing I want. And I can't see anything out of this, and my eyesight is already bad.